Hello everyone. In this session we are going to study about tonicity and the various methods of measurement of tonicity. So let us first start with the isotonic solution. So as the name suggests, iso means same and tonic means concentration. Thus isotonic solutions are the one which have same concentration. When two solutions have same osmotic pressure and salt concentration, they are said to be isotonic solutions. Physiologically speaking, isotonic solutions are the one which have same osmotic pressure as that of body fluids when separated by a biological membrane. Now we know each and every solution exerts osmotic pressure. So the two solutions which will have same osmotic pressure and also which will have same concentration are said to be isotonic solutions. Biological fluid like blood, lacrimal fluid, they have an osmotic pressure which is same as that of 0.9% weight by volume solution of sodium chloride. Thus, 0.9% solution of sodium chloride is said to be isotonic with our biological fluids. It is also known as physiological saline solution or normal saline solution. Now, importance of isotonic solution is that they cause no swelling or contraction of the tissues with which they come in contact and produce no discomfort when instilled in the various body parts like eyes, nasal tract, blood or other body tissues. Isotonic solutions have same osmotic pressure. So due to this reason, they will not cause any discomfort. If the osmotic pressure of the injected solution and our physiological fluid varies, then it may lead to various discomfort and problems. Hypertonic solutions, these are the one which have greater concentration, or you can say higher concentration than the reference solution. It will have greater osmotic pressure than that of the reference solution. For example, if the RBCs are suspended in hypertonic solution, that is concentration of the solution is higher as compared to RBC, then what will happen? The water which is present within the RBC will come out. Now hypertonic solution has higher amount of salt and less amount of water as compared to RBC. So to balance this, the water from RBC will come out into the outer environment. So this can lead to rupture of the RBCs. Thus, this exit of water from RBCs causes shrinkage and RBCs become wrinkled in the shape. And this shrinkage of RBCs is known as plasmolysis. That is, oozing out of water from RBCs when kept in the hypertonic environment is known as plasmolysis. Hypotonic solution is the one that has lower concentration than reference solution. Now let us again see an example. Now suppose if RBCs are suspended in 0.1% weight by volume solution of NaCl. Now NaCl is hypotonic as compared to RBC, that is 0.1% NaCl is hypotonic. So what will happen now? The water from NaCl solution will enter into the RBC because RBC has less water as compared to 0.1% NaCl. So to balance this, water from NaCl solution will enter the RBC, which will cause swelling and which will later result in rupturing of the RBCs and release of hemoglobin. So this rupture of RBCs is known as hemolysis. So RBCs when kept in hypertonic solution, it will lead to shrinkage, which is also known as plasmolysis, whereas when it is kept in hypotonic solution, it leads to rupture and is known as hemolysis. So you can see in the diagram, in hypertonic solutions, when RBCs are kept in hypertonic solutions, water is coming out. When they are kept in isotonic solution, it will have no effect on RBC because same amount of water which enters the RBC will also leave the RBC, and in hypotonic solution RBCs will swell and ultimately get ruptured because the water from outside environment enters the RBCs. Isoosmotic solutions. So solutions having same osmotic pressure but not necessarily the same concentration are said to be isoosmotic or isosmotic solutions. For example, 2% weight by volume solution of boric acid has same osmotic pressure as 0.9% weight by volume solution of NaCl, but not the same concentration. See, you can see the concentration of both of them is different, but osmotic pressure is same. Thus, both solutions are isoosmotic but not isotonic. Now next is measurement of tonicity. So how the tonicity can be measured? First method is hemolytic method. Next, colligative method. So now let us see the principle. Now in hemolytic method, the effect of various solutions of drug on the appearance of RBCs is observed when suspended in those solutions. So if there is no change in size and shape of the RBCs when immersed in the test solution on observing with microscope, then this solution is isotonic to the blood. Now see, what here we do is we will suspend the RBCs in the solution which is to be tested. Now if there is no change in size and shape of RBC, then it implies that the concentration of RBC and our solution is same. So that is why neither water is leaving from RBC, neither it is entering RBC. Thus, this solution is isotonic to the blood. This method can be made more accurate by using a hematocrit, which is a centrifuge head in which a graduated capillary tube is held in each of the two arms. So a centrifuge machine is there which contains two capillary tubes. Now one capillary tube, it will be filled with blood which is diluted with 5 ml of 0.9% weight by volume NaCl solution. Other capillary tube is filled with blood and the equal volume of our test solution, 5 ml of our test solution. So in capillary A there will be our RBCs plus 0.9% NaCl solution. In capillary 2 there will be RBCs plus 5 ml of our test solution. Both the tubes are centrifuge, that is they are rotated at higher speeds. Now after centrifuge, the blood cells are concentrated at one end of the capillary tube and the volume occupied by the cells is measured. Due to centrifuge, what will happen? The RBCs will settle down at the bottom of the tube and this is known as packed cell volume. So this packed cell volume is measured. Next, what is done? The packed cell volume of test solution tube is compared with packed cell volume of isotonic solution, which is in tube A. So if the packed cell volume of test solution is same as that of the tube A, then test solution is regarded as isotonic. Because in tube A we have kept RBC plus isotonic solution. So if the packed cell volume in B as well as A tubes is same, then our solution is also isotonic. But if the packed cell volume of the tube B is more than that of the tube A, then test solution is regarded as hypotonic. Now why the volume is higher? Because it is due to the swelling of RBCs. It means that RBCs have imbibed water from the solution. So this implies that solution is hypotonic. On the other hand, if the RBCs volume, that is packed cell volume in tube B is less than that of the tube A, then it implies that our solution under test is hypertonic because here water has left the RBCs and this will lead to shrinkage and hence decrease in the packed cell volume. So this was about the hemolytic method. Next method is colligative method. It is based on the various colligative properties like lowering of vapor pressure, depression in freezing point, etc. Now, how we can adjust tonicity of various solutions? So it has been determined the solutions which have same tonicity, they also exhibit same colligative properties. Now, what are colligative properties? Colligative properties are those properties which depend on the ratio of the number of solute particles to the number of solvent molecules in a solution. So if the solutions have same tonicity, they will have same colligative properties. Examples, as we had seen earlier, lowering of water pressure and depression in freezing point. So they have been again divided into two methods, class 1 and class 2. So what is class 1 method? Here a substance is added to lower the freezing point to minus 52 degrees Celsius, because our body fluids have a freezing point as minus 52 degrees Celsius. That is, depression in freezing point is minus 52 degrees Celsius. It is also known as freezing point depression or cryoscopic method. Second method in this class is NaCl equivalent method. Cryoscopic method. The lacrimal secretion, they contain several solutes and has a freezing point of minus 0.52 degrees Celsius. So all the solutions which freeze at minus 0.52 degrees Celsius, they will be isotonic with the lacrimal fluid. Now human blood plasma also freezes at this temperature, and solution having freezing point at minus 0.52 degrees Celsius will be isotonic with blood plasma as well. Now for an isotonic solution of NaCl, that is 0.9%, lowering in the freezing point is 0.52 degrees Celsius. So here we can apply the formula percentage weight is equal to 0.52 minus A upon B, where A is the freezing point depression of 1% unadjusted substance into 100%, while B is freezing point depression of 1% of adjusting substance. Unadjusted substance, that is our sample. Sodium chloride equivalent method. Now sodium chloride equivalent of a drug is the amount of sodium chloride that has the same osmotic effect of 1 gram or other weight unit of the drug. So from this we need to calculate E value, that is equivalent value. It can be calculated from the L-iso value or freezing point depression. So for a solution containing 1 gram of drug in 1000 ml of solution, depression in freezing point is L-iso. These values we can get from the chart. L-iso into 1 gram upon molecular weight of the substance. Now E is the weight of NaCl with same freezing point depression as 1 gram of the drug. So for a NaCl solution containing E grams of drug per 1000 ml, we can apply the formula delta TF, that is lowering in freezing point, is equal to 3.4 into sodium chloride equivalent divided by 58.45, that is molecular weight of NaCl. So by comparing the two equations, we get equivalent value of any drug, that is 17 multiplied by L-iso upon molecular weight of the substance under study. So 3.4 is the L-iso value for sodium chloride, 58.45 is its molecular weight. So by equating these two values of TF, we reach at the formula which is shown here. Now see, L-iso values you can see for some of the substances is given in table. For non-electrolyte it is 1.9, for weak electrolytes it is 2, For unidivalent electrolyte it is 4.3 and so on. So percentage of NaCl required for adjusting isotonicity we can calculate from this formula. 0.9 minus PSM into E, that is equivalent value of the medicament. PSA, that is percentage of adjusting substance. PSM, strength of the medicament, and E is the equivalent value. So how much NaCl is required for making the given solution isotonic with the body fluid? So we can calculate from this formula. So that is how much of NaCl is to be added can be calculated from this formula. Thus, this equation can be used to calculate the amount of adjusting substance required for making solution isotonic. It is valid for 100 ml of solution. Class 2 method is known as White-Vincent method. So here this method involves addition of water to the drug to make an isotonic solution, followed by addition of an isotonic solution to bring the solution to final volume. So first what we do, we make the solution isotonic by adding water. So first we will calculate the amount of water which is required to make the solution isotonic. Now after that we add NaCl to bring the solution to final volume. So volume of water that should be added is given by formula W into equivalent into 111.1, where W is weight of the drug in grams, E is NaCl equivalent. Okay, so this was all about the tonicity measurement and various solutions like isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic. Thank you.